Arushi, hey, congratulations. I mean, this is wonderful. Hot Wheels Ultimate Challenge first winner. I mean, how do you feel about all this?
It's surreal, it's unreal, it's unbelievable, and it's just a lot to take in and sink in and just be grateful for. So at this point of time, I'm just counting my blessings, King.
Wow, this is terrific. I'll ask more about the winning card towards the end, but a lot of people love Hot Wheels and they want to know your story with Hot Wheels. How did you get started? What was your first one? That your what's your origin story for this?
Okay, well, my origin story is, I come from India. I was born and raised there. I moved to the States when I would say 12 years back. And in India, Hot Wheels, especially in the 90s, was an exported good. So it was not, if we were collectors back then, we were collecting cars that were super expensive for our middle class parents. And being a girl, I was often shown dolls and games and other toys, but I was just always as a person like drawn towards cars. They were just mean machines for me, and I was just in love with them. And so I remember one of my friends, my father's senior, at his company's child had a collection of Hot Wheels, and that's the first time I had seen a Hot Wheel, and I was 6 or 7. And I was just drawn by it. I was just like amazed by how cool they were, and I remember trying to collect those, but they were just so expensive. Fast forward today, I am a mom to a 7-year-old. My son picked on to that. He has close to 200 plus Hot Wheels in his Hot Wheels Ultimate Garage. He's a mini collector. He was born and he had a Hot Wheels because my husband collected Hot Wheels back in India, and his father would travel all around the world for work and get Hot Wheels back from him for him. And when my son turned 3, my in-laws came at our house and gifted a box of Hot Wheels that my husband owned to our child. And so ever since then, it's just a part of our family story. And when you have kids and you have a boy, especially, I would say, who is a monster truck and a Hot Wheel fan, they sleep with it, they bathe with it, they go out with it, they have coffee with it, they want to put it in their bag. It's just an extension of their body. you know so that's my story, and I am like an average mom who has an extremely big fan of Hot Wheels, 7-year-old living with her.
Wow, you literally live and breathe Hot Wheels. So, how did you come to this audition process? What was that like, and how did you stumble into, this show?
Sure, absolutely. So first and foremost, I just never knew I was going to be on a show. This was not something I'd ever planned. I guess I manifested it when I was maybe 16-year-old and I was watching TV and I was like, oh my God, I want to do something so cool. And I could win this. I think I might have said that. But I'm also an Instagram creator. My Instagram page is called The Snazzy Mom. And on this page, I share about my family and my life and just being a mother. And then I'm an immigrant. I'm a person of color, an Asian. And so, I'm just meeting a lot of people who are like me on this and building a community. And I think that is where a lot of casting agents are these days. And they found me. And I was just, it was in my inbox. We want to like cast you for something. Can we get you an interview? We would love to like explore. And trust me, I was like, what is this? I was like, what is going on? I work full time in digital marketing. So this, TV and like being a creator is something I do in my, I would say, free time, which I don't have. It's additional hours I have made up from somewhere. But that's all how it started. And I gave this interview to the casting agent, and he asked me about cars, and that's when I started talking. And then he asked me about a most special car that about in my life, and I said it was my dad's car, my first car. I can never ever forget it because I lost him when I was 14. So I just have those memories of him, and the memories in the cars were very special. And that's how I got my Jaipur jewel on the show. They loved my story, I guess. They loved what it meant, and they just, I think, loved like what I could bring, to the show in terms of personality, your story, the ambition that you're coming with, and also say a side of the world that's not getting a lot of, I would say, exposure in car culture. Where do you see moms? Where do you see women of color, immigrants, moms coming on the show and like doing something like this? So kudos to NBC and kudos to Hot Wheels for letting us represent and say our story.
I know I do have to admit that was a very touching story. And did you make those t-shirts yourself?
I just did. So my son has been like, can I get my, so he's just wanting a Jaipur jewel like us. And I'm like, that's not happening for now. I don't know, maybe Hot Wheels will do it one day, because there's just been so many asks for a Jaipur jewel. But I got the shirt made. Just, it's for family, it's for friends. And that's something that I wanted to give him, as a remembrance. And I got some stickers made for him to put it on his bottle that, yes, your mom was on the show. Don't forget that.
Most excellent. Now I'm going to ask the ultimate question, because a lot of people will watch this show, and I guess the biggest question is, what do you really know about building cars? I mean, when you go on to the show, because you're put up with the team who are all professionals, but you don't have like a car mechanic background. So
No, I don't.
what do you really know, and what are you actually doing in there in the garage?
Absolutely. Good question, Ging, and thank you for bringing that up, because I want to say that story too. First of all, I want to say that when I walked in, I felt like an imposter there. I was like, oh my God, these guys have their own garages. They are just such badass. And they know everything about a car, whereas I can just change my own tire. I can get wiper fluid in my car, and I have a good sense of cars. Like, I know my cars. I have always been a car aficionado. I go to car culture shows. I went to Milan to see the Milan Auto Show, where I actually saw a first time life size Hot Wheels Lamborghini, and I think all of that started there. But I've always been into cars in general, but never in the machine side of things. And so for me, I was like, listen, I'm a mom. I'm not scared of anything. You get and talk to any mom, they'll get things done like this. And so we are never people who are going to be like, oh, I can't do this, I'm scared about it. I said, tell me where I can jump in. I want to make sure I can use my hands. I can pull out these seats, I can change these tires, I can work on the welding side of it. They were not giving it to me. They were like, no, no, no. I was like, give it to me. I flip tortillas on fire. I am not scared of anything. And is what I wanted to challenge myself about and them about. Because just because you are a woman, or you are a person who's not in car culture, doesn't make you someone who's not equipped to do this. This is not rocket science. This is being out of your comfort zone. So for me, it was challenging myself and challenging them. And my carpoolers were the real, I would say, brawny and like bodies behind these cars. I really let this be a teamwork. We were a team. And so as a team leader, I had to make sure everyone was doing their thing, which was exact to the vision I wanted. So not really designers need to have, machine experience. They need to have people who can build those visions to life. And so for me, that dream team were my carpoolers, and I had one of the best that I could have ever wanted on the show. So.
And let's talk about this winning car, the 1996 Nissan Skyline. I mean, that was sensational. I have no idea how you managed to go in the opposite vision of what everybody actually pictured it. I mean, how did this come to you? I mean, this was actually amazing.
Yeah, absolutely. So I think, first of all, because I'm not a purist, and just because I have not come with, my restricted vision of a skyline, because how it is trending or what the car community thinks, I was able to come as an outsider and flip the script And I think I was able to challenge not just the carpoolers, because they were like, what are you doing? But even the judges, especially Ted Wu from, who is the global head of design for Hot Wheels. And he was like, what, these wheels are so big, Arushi, you need to figure this out. This is not what we would do traditionally to a Skyline. And I said, hey, this is the ultimate challenge. The brief is for me to build a toy. I am not making a road legal car. I am making a toy. And this toy needs to look like a toy which my son would go and pick up. It needs to be red, it needs to be big, it needs to have these flashy things. And I knew it was going to be rally for me because I love rally sports. I've watched it. I will not say I am an aficionado of rally sports, but that is something I grew up watching, because NASCAR and F1 racing was not something that was, possible where I lived. And so rally cars were always intriguing. And I was like, I want to make this into a rally car. It is one of the most trendy sports at this point of time too. So I was really thinking about the next generation when I was building this car. This is not just for the average Skyline collector. This is for that community that will come in 10 years, and rally sports. This is going to be a big collectible back then. I know that.
Are you prepared to answer questions from Skyline enthusiasts after they find out about all this?
Well, I am actually getting a lot of that already online. Online digital space is very interesting. People can come and be haters, and that's absolutely fine for me. I have a pretty thick skin, but I'll tell you that for me, this is not about the Skyline community. This is about kids, and this is about people who are wanting to be creative, who want to think something different. And there are so many Skylines. Go buy those. This is a rally resilience. This is the Hot Wheels Ultimate Challenge car. And yes, this is a Skyline R33. So I think they all have their money to put in the place they really care about. And maybe this is going to be a very big collectible. This is one of a kind. You've not seen something like this. So doesn't make it non-lovable. I'll just say it just makes it super different. And it's nice to be different in this world today, Kate. Don't you think so?
I do believe so. You are absolutely correct. And finally, I do want to address is the ultimate prize. I know the cash is nice, but the die cast
Oh my God.
is the most rewarding thing.
That is a legacy, I think, to have, for your family, for your child, for your grandchildren. That is a legacy, not just for me, but for many people who believe this is a win for a lot of communities. This is a win for, telling what so many of us are capable of, and just give us that chance, like give us that opportunity. And so for me, like, holding that die cast is going to be the day when I think everything will sink in, that I actually want this. I actually did this. That's the most tangible thing that I'm going to take back from this entire experience, right? The money will go in the bank. The memories are all on my phone. So what do I have? I don't have a trophy. Like, I have like a cup here made for Jaipur Jewel just because my son wanted a cup on the car. Like, you won, mama, show it. But that's my prize, and not mine, but everyone who can dream big and who will be challenged and be asked to be courageous to dream big and piss off so many other people, because you can believe in your dreams, and that's what it means.
So I've seen it for the first time on my Mattel Creations website, that the mock-up of the die cast. What was your reaction when you finally saw that?
When I saw it on TV, first of all, I was like shocked. I was like, they actually, like, kudos to the Hot Wheels design team. Wow, they're just like brilliant people. They actually created one for the airing within what, few months. This is unbelievable. So first, that was my first shocker. The second was actually seeing within few minutes live on the Hot Wheels Instagram page. And I was like, oh my God, what is going on? This car is being sold. And if you see the description, it has my name on it. And it took me a while to register all of that. And that, I think that moment I realized that I did achieve something for myself. I think just, you have an age, you have this time, and at every decade of your life, you want to do something. Everyone, right? You want to achieve something. And so for me, I was like, you're just going to get older. And so what can you do with this time that you have, except for being, raising a phenomenal human and bringing it to the world? This was something that I was able to achieve. And it was, again, like a reminder for me, like, age is no bar, time is no bar. Go for it, go with your gut, believe in yourself. And yeah, I don't know. It's just too much to say, Gig. It's just very hard to encapsulate these feelings in words.
I know. I could tell you're getting very emotional about it, and your son is certainly proud of it, and I'm certain your families over in India are certainly proud of you. The but between you and me, how have you pre-ordered it? I know you're going to get,
Oh my God,
but how many are you pre-ordering?
I have already ordered more than 100 because I have to give it to every family member that have cheered for me. And they're like, we're waiting for it. You don't get to get away. You need to get this for us. And they wanted me to sign it. A lot of my colleagues at office, actually, when I went to the office the next day, my entire floor was clapping for me when I entered. And like, Arushi, we got the Hot Wheels. They did like a big presentation on all hands, and they put the link where they can buy the car, and everyone's saying, we want to get this signed by you. And so for me, I've already ordered these cars. I think I need to order more the more requests I get. But yes, this is I think I'm going to continue to order. The window is open till a couple of more days, and so I'll go and order more.
Most excellent. You just experienced something that a lot of people can't. I really appreciate you carrying this conversation and sharing your story. I'm gonna have to go and order, because out of all the cars, you created the best one because it's the most playable one. It looks so great that you can't keep that in the package. You have to play with it.
It's an original design. I will just say that. I love Jim's car. I love Nick's car. They were very special to them, and they were beautiful. Like, when you see them in person, you're like, what is going on? What are we doing? And everything was feeling so unreal. Though all the 6-7 days I was on that car and like rubbing my fingers and got I don't know how many chemicals in my nails. But it's just like, I think what we wanted to do was completely different, and it's okay to be different. And like I said, it's okay to have a change, and change is a constant. And we hear all these things day in and day out, but we won at the end of the day. I would say this. I did get a lot of critique and feedback early on in the first part of the episode of the finale, and I just stuck to my guts, and I just wanted to make sure this team that I have, which is full of amazing people, especially Michael, who's built, cars in Hollywood. Rachel, who's an amazing fabricator. She's a mom. She was all on my side. She was like, I'm going for this vision. And the Mustang brothers, Cody and Preston, like, they're again so much experienced in their fields. To get those people to rally and like believe in my vision was a big task for me, let me tell you that. But to go and win this was a reminder to them that, it's okay. We need to be different. We need to do things that are different from others. So
you certainly did win. So, Arushi, thank you very much for this conversation, and enjoy. Don't spend all your prize winning on the car.
no, I'm going to invest it. It's going to go, I would say, you have to be very smart with your money in today's day and age. A lot of this is going to be invested. I'm going to definitely spend something on myself. I don't know what I'm going to buy right now. I'm just buying Hot Wheels. But no, thank you so much. This is so amazing. I'm just grateful for the experience, for the memories, and for the trust and love I've got through this process. And I hope this opens a gateway for many more people. And this is just the beginning.
Well, thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you.